No. Libs been knowing about Donald Trump's pedophile arc. Way before Elon Musk. Libs don't give a fuck what Elon Musk says. I mean, nobody really does. Everybody saw that and they were like, whatever. Like, cause what the fuck does Elon Musk know about Jeffrey Epstein? He wasn't connected to him at the time. We didn't know about any connection he had with Epstein. Yeah, I remember when that happened. Fucking nobody took it seriously. What was the quote? What did Jesse Waters say on Fox News? He said like, that's what men do. They just call each other pedophiles sometimes, you know? Yeah. And yeah, you know, libs, they saw that and they kind of looked at it sideways. They were like, huh, interesting. Elon, but it wasn't like is Donald Trump a pedophile kind of thing. Like we were sure about that already. Okay, it was more like, why is Elon Musk turning on Donald Trump now? Okay, like that was the question, is like, why is Elon saying this now? You know, we were speculating that he was having a falling out with Donald Trump before that, and then he came out with that fucking tweet, and we were like, what the fuck, what happened? And he had that black eye, if you remember, and he said that he, like, walked into a door or some shit, or, like, I think he said his kid hit him. Or something. What up, everybody? What up, Bone Smashers? What up, my groypers? I know you're watching this shit, okay? I know you are, because my channel is starting to pick up some steam, okay? It seems that people are starting to notice me. The great noticing is happening. Okay, the great J-Star noticing. And, yeah, I mean, I'm getting tons of comments from people of many different political dispositions. But it seems that the groypers have, they like my videos that I make about their guys, okay? They like them a lot. So I'm gonna keep making them for y'all, okay? Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. But with that said, today we are watching Tom Foe. That's right, Tom Foe. He's got this now. Got the Epstein files.
Why are you talking about that? That was last week's news. This week, Tom, you're supposed to be talking about the halftime show at the Goy Bowl. You're supposed to be talking about the Goy Bowl, dude. The Goy football game, bro. That's this week's news. What you doing talking about old news? Talking about the Epstein list. It's February, man. Move on. It's like, nah, I mean, guys, if you want my opinion on the Goy...
Okay, who's saying that, though? I don't think anybody is saying that. The Epstein shit, it's still news, okay? It is still very much news. I think the only people saying this are like the administration, but they're not even saying that. They're saying, no, think about the brown people. Think about the brown criminals. That's the news. Don't talk about the Epstein.
The big Goy football Super Bowl. I don't give a shit. I just don't give a shit at all. I don't care about the halftime show. I don't care about Bad Bunny. I don't care about TPUSA's Kid Rock concert. They're both stupid, and I just don't give a shit, dude. I don't care. And to anybody who thinks, okay, Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl made it gay, like, you're acting like football's gay now? Like, it hasn't been gay, dude, for the past, like, what, 15 years? What are you talking about, dude? Are you just delusional? So, no, I'm not going to go into all that, but I just don't care. I don't care. I went to a Super Bowl party, had fun. Nobody gave a shit about the game. Nobody gave a shit about the game, and that's basically it, because the game sucked. It was boring, and the Super Bowl is lame and retarded, and it hasn't been cool for, like, over a decade. So we're not talking about Bad Bunny or the Goy Super Bowl. We're here to talk about the list.
Things were so much better in the past.
In my last video, I made a video already talking about the files. And in that video, if you haven't already seen it, I was basically a little concerned over the fact that why would they release these files now? Why would they do it in this way? Because them doing this kind of admits to a lot. It admits to the Mossad angle. It basically confirms Pizzagate. It does a lot of things. There's also some other stuff that we learned. Why are they doing this? Why are they admitting to us? Why are they showing us this? And so that was basically the whole point of my last video. It was like, look, we should be a little cautious here. And I've had some time to think about it, and I've had some time to observe people and see how they react and see how society has reacted to this. And so in this video, I'm going to do a little speculation. So I'm not guaranteeing this is why, but this is what I'm kind of coming to. And a lot of you guys posted comments on my other video kind of saying this, and I'm sure there are other people that are going to have the same opinion as well. I don't think this is going to be completely original. It's looking like this is what's going on here. And now, first of all, you have to kind of acknowledge there's two different realities to the world right now. And one reality is the old boomer population, the ones that don't use the internet, and when they do, it's just like cat videos. It's never any like crazy political stuff. So the only access they have to news is through the mainstream media. And when the files dropped, the mainstream media, by and large, basically refused to report on it. Now, I don't know how much of that has changed since, you know, the past week or so, but for the most part, yeah, Fox News, CNN, they were basically not covering it at all. One of the biggest stories of the decade, and no news. So it was very apparent that mainstream media as a whole did not want older conservatives or older liberals kind of knowing that much about it. If they did report on it, it was very, it was in passing. It was like, yeah, the files got released and it confirms Trump. Or on Fox News, it's like, yeah, the files got released and it confirms all these Democrats. That's the end of it. It doesn't go into any depth, essentially. And then there's the second reality, which is the reality of the internet. The reality of the chronically online people like us, or the people who are just well connected. Maybe you are a boomer, but you don't watch mainstream media. Maybe you just go on X, maybe you're on Instagram and you get more political stuff. And I feel like that's the majority of people, to be honest. The majority of people who are at least vocal, and it's been nonstop. The mainstream media really does not matter anymore. You can have people posting about shit all day, every day on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, TikTok, whatever social media platform you can think of. Everybody essentially has been talking about the Epstein list. In fact, I know people who aren't really that interested in politics, and they are literally sick of how much they've seen Epstein in the past week. I've heard someone say, like, I wish I would stop seeing him on my feed. It keeps coming up like every
and I think I know what this video is gonna say generally. I'm excited to hear the specifics. Okay, but basically, like the government, they want us to know. They have their reasons. They are like prepping us or something. It's a psyop. Okay, they're trying to muddy the waters, that kind of thing. Okay, and some of those things are valid criticisms. We'll get into that, but basically, I think that the reason they are releasing the Epstein files now is for multiple reasons. Okay, and I want to start with public pressure, because I think that this person is probably going to say, like, oh, they don't fucking care what the peasants think, they don't care. No, man. They care immensely what the peasants think. They desperately want to control us. That's the point of all the psyops and shit. Okay, so when people are constantly chirping on social media about the elite pedophile cabal at the top of society, yeah, they're going to try to make it seem like they're capitulating to that. Okay, and the best way to do that is to actually release some of the documents unredacted. Okay, but anyway, that's the first reason. The second reason is because we have representatives in Congress who are posturing about this, who are fucking writing legislation and codifying it, right? The Epstein Transparency Act. Okay, you can laugh at it. You can. It is kind of silly. It is straight up. At the same time, I think that, like, laughing at it, you're also cheapening it, right? Like it is real legislation, and you can say that, like, there is no enforcement of it, and that's valid, okay? But I think for a bill of that kind, right, which is one where it's really just symbolic, okay, sort of like the condemning Hamas bill, I think that this bill has had a far more real world impact, okay, because of the public pressure that has gone alongside of it. Okay, so you have two angles of attack here, one on the legislative side, one on the public, the court of opinion side, and I think that's why they are, actually releasing this shit. I think that's part of it. Okay, there's a lot more to talk about. Okay, we'll keep getting into it.
Posts. It's something about the files. So it's everywhere. You just have to think, well, why are we being shown this? Why are we getting the chance to see these things and get these confirmations for a lot of it? And to be honest, I think a lot of you guys had it right. Some people were saying, oh, it's because they were checking Trump on Iran. I don't think that's the case at all. Other people were saying, oh, it was a fake leak, like it wasn't supposed to happen. I don't think that at all either. Other people were saying, oh, it's because we got people like Thomas Massey and we got good people in Congress and they're fighting against the system and they fought hard and they won and that's why we got the files. Yeah, I don't buy that shit either. And I truly believe the reason why we were shown all this, the reason why these things were released, is because it's a power play. And you want to know why? Because even though we got all these files and we had all this stuff essentially confirmed to us, nothing's going to happen. There will be no justice. There will be no arrests. And now you have people saying, Jeffrey Epstein isn't even dead. They're saying, no, we see pictures of him. He's alive in Tel Aviv. He's over there right now. And I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But if you want my opinion on that in a nutshell, basically, I hate to say it, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter if Jeffrey Epstein is alive or if he's dead at this point. Because you want to know why? If he's alive...
Yeah, of course it matters. Wait, why? What's your fucking stupid?
If he got away with it, nothing bad is going to happen to him. He's in Tel Aviv.
Okay, well, that shit matters, okay? But, God, I hope he's alive. Oh, I hope. I hope, because then there's still a chance that he can face justice. Yeah. Yeah, no matter how slim you think it is. Yeah, I hope the motherfucker's alive. I don't think he is, though. I don't see the evidence, okay? Okay, let me rephrase. I have seen the evidence. I'm not convinced. Okay. I know about the Fortnite account. I know that Epic responded and they got community noted. That shit was funny as fuck. Okay, but is Jeffrey Epstein alive? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that being said, if he is, okay, epic win for me. Okay, me personally, because hey, if you're telling me there's a chance, like, yeah, I think the guy should be strung up by his toes or whatever and flayed or some shit. I don't know. I don't care. Put him in jail, make him break rocks, something. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. That being said, there was something else you said before this.
Nutshell, basically, I hate to say it, it doesn't matter. It literally, that's you're shown all this. The reason why these things were released is because it's a power play. And you want to know why? Because even though we got all these files and we had all this stuff essentially confirmed.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about that as well. He was saying that it's a power play. They released them so that to show that they could and get away with it. Okay. I don't even really disagree with that. It's just that they're wrong. They're wrong. They're like. Americans aren't. No, bro. It's not happening. Like, I understand basically what he's saying here is they're normalizing it. Okay, that's what he's saying in different words. Okay, he's saying that they're normalizing the pedophilia, that we're not going to do anything about it. We're just going to see it as, that's just the way it is. Okay, but here's the thing. Everybody knows that Americans aren't going to overthrow the government overnight, okay, immediately, because of this. It's just not gonna happen, okay. And part of me thinks that that because of that, they're not, they don't. It's not a power play. I don't think it is. I think that most of the clients on the Epstein list, they are terrified of this information coming out. Okay, some of them, the psychos, okay, the delusional psychos, yeah, they might think, oh, nothing's gonna happen to me, I'm untouchable, yada yada. But like, the idea that we're gonna just be a pedophile nation where the leaders are all pedophiles, and but if you, the little guy, is a pedophile, then you go to prison and are killed by the inmates when they find out about your papers. That's not, this shit ain't gonna work, man. Okay, and so now we have two solutions to this dilemma. Okay, either we completely normalize pedophilia and we don't punish pedophiles anymore using the state. Yeah, like, that's gonna fucking happen. Or we hold these guys accountable somehow, some way. Okay, like, I don't, rich people, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you're telling us that you're pedophiles and you think that we're, like, gonna sit idly by? Like, it may seem that way at first. But like I said, we're not gonna overthrow the government in a day. We're not gonna find out about the Epstein files and then immediately overthrow the government. Okay, I could be wrong. Maybe in the final drop. Maybe then Americans will be like, all right, time to do it. Okay, but I don't think so. But this is, you are planting a seed that will blossom into revolution. So thank you, rich people. Thank you. You have truly, you've done it. Okay. What did Mao Zedong say? What did he say about peace? Peace comes from the barrel of a gun.
He's dead at this point, because you want to know why? If he's alive, all that means is he got away with it. Nothing bad is going to happen to him. He's in Tel Aviv. If that's the case, that's like the pedophile capital of Earth, okay? Nothing bad is going to happen to him. He is retired. All it means is he got out of the game, essentially. He's not operating for them anymore, Mossad, whatever, and so he's just retired, essentially, at this point. If that's true. I don't believe it 100% yet, but like I said, I don't really care, because ultimately, it doesn't really change much. All it means is that our own government helped him.
Okay, cool, bro. You don't care. Cool. You don't care if the leader of the evil pedophile sex trafficking ring is alive. Cool.
And that, you know,
Cool.
he's never going to see any type of real justice. I like the idea of him being dead because that means he's dead. That means something happened to him.
I'm just being realistic, guys. I'm just being
but
realistic.
Essentially, nothing is happening. FBI came out and said, we did an investigation and there's no confirmation on any pedophile ring Jeffrey was running. We determined that that was false. Really?
Yeah,
so
there's
first
no
of all,
client
obviously,
list.
They're fucking full of shit. Second of all, if anybody who's watching this video believes anything this government, this FBI, any of these people, what they say, I don't care if it's a Trump administration or...
Yeah, remember when they tried to say that there were no clients? At first, let's just run it all back again, okay? At first they said, the client list, we got it. It's on my desk. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it right now. Okay? Silence. Everybody was like, what the fuck? Where's the Epstein list? There's actually no clients. There's no client list. We made it up, actually. It's not real. and then, you know, Congress passed the law, and then the people came out, and the victims, and they were like, we're gonna start talking. We're gonna tell people if you're not gonna tell them. And then they were finally like, okay, well, here's some emails, okay, and now we finally gotten to the big drop. As I speak, people are pouring over these documents. I've looked at many of these documents myself, and it's a lot of redaction, okay? And sprinkled in, you will find some interesting exchanges, and you will also find, unfortunately, victims that were supposed to be redacted that weren't. Okay, so my point is like, it's not just that they're untrustworthy. They're also malicious and vindictive, and they are tricksters.
Or a Kamala Harris administration, whatever. If you believe any
They're
of the
not
shit that's coming
even
from these
just
people,
lying.
you are mentally handicapped and you should not be allowed to vote at all. You should check out of politics. But yeah, they're coming out, they're saying there is no evidence, there's nothing like this, there's nothing like that. And it's like, dude, no justice is going to come from this. You're not going to have any arrests, and even if you do, it's not going to be
sure
enough.
about that?
The amount of people involved with this, the amount of influence, if you've been paying attention as long as I have, with the Pizzagate, like right when it started, with the WikiLeaks coming out with Hillary Clinton's emails, all the stuff with John Podesta and his brother, all that jazz. If you've been paying attention like me for the past decade, you know there's a lot of people that are involved with this, and they haven't arrested anybody besides Maxwell. That's it. That's the one fucking person. They could arrest 100 people. It still would not be enough. They could execute 200 people. It wouldn't be enough. So no justice is coming from this. Now, are there good things that have come out from this? Yeah, I will admit that. With the files coming out, there are a lot of people in positions of power, politics, that have been kind of linked to this stuff, and they are dropping out. From what I can see, it's not really a lot of American politicians. Like, I think in the UK, the Prime Minister over there, Keir Starmer, I think that's his name or whatever. I don't know that much about their politics. I don't really keep up with other countries that much. But I did do a little peek into the UK, and there's a lot of bullshit with him, knowing certain people in his office, essentially, that were connected with Epstein, and he's been getting grilled. And essentially, he's like the head of their version of the Democratic Party. It's called the Labor Party, and they're basically like fucked. Like, they're genuinely
Keir Starmer is over
before this shit came out, so it's like bad. I think they might actually kick him out of office. That's how like bad it is. I mean, the UK is already fucked, so I don't know if it matters too much, but there is a chance of things potentially getting better for them because of this. So there are good things that are happening with these files coming out. I don't want to just sit here and say that there hasn't been any good. And we've learned a lot of
oh my god, you're so dumb, dude. Oh, holy shit.
Facts have come out. Disgusting stuff too.
Oh my god.
Keeping up for a long time. It's nothing
Oh
good.
no, guys, you don't get it. The guy that the woke guy is a pedophile, so everything's gonna get better. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You know, the disgusting shit, the pictures of like the kids, it's stuff that it's like, yeah, it sucks and it pisses me off, but this isn't new to me involving all of this. And so you have to ask yourself, well, if nothing's really going to happen, then why are they showing us this? Why is this happening? It's because it's a middle finger to the people who have been paying attention, because it shows that it doesn't matter how many people know the truth or how many people find out the truth. The majority of the masses are retarded. The majority of the people don't actually really care. Something I've noticed from paying attention to all this stuff is how much performative outrage there is centered around this whole situation. I've seen several instances of people, liberals, even conservatives, but liberals especially, where they're basically like, I saw a video of a guy who was walking around a parking lot in front of Walmart and just yelling at people who voted for Trump. He's like, did you vote for Trump? Well, he's a pedophile and he's in the files and you're a piece of shit and you're a pedophile lover because you voted for Trump. And I'm watching like videos like this with these people yelling at people and bringing up the files and bringing up Epstein, and they always talk about Trump when they do that. And it's very clear to me, dude, this person doesn't actually give a fuck about the files. This person doesn't give a fuck about Pizzagate. This person doesn't give a fuck about the kids. All this is to them is just political ammunition to attack Trump supporters or to attack conservatives. And you know what? I've seen the vice versa. I've seen conservatives...
Well... Look, bro, what do you want the libs to do? What do you want from them? Donald Trump is a pedophile. He has been outed as a fucking kitty diddler. What do you want from us? What do you want from the libs, bro? I'm sorry that we hound y'all over it, okay? Damn. He's like, people are defending him. People are like, no, he's not a pedophile. He's not. No, he's not a pedophile. If he's a pedophile, brother, then, well, I guess pedophilia is okay? I'm all for it, okay? That's where we're at now. What do you do not see libs doing this with Bill Clinton, okay? You just don't. Yes, Bill Clinton is a pedophile. I know. He's not as deeply connected to Jeffrey Epstein, but yeah, he's highly likely a pedophile. Highly likely. Almost as much as Donald Trump. Okay? But you don't see libs dying on that hill. You just don't. You don't see liberals being like, "Oh yeah, well, Bill Clinton, he's my goat. He's my goat. I ride or die for him. Yo, if he's a pedophile, I'm a pedophile." Okay, we're Clinton heads over here.
All these Democrats are in the files. All this shit's in the files. All these fucking liberals. I've seen both sides, and it's like, dude, it's very clear they don't give a fuck. It is extremely performative, and it is only to attack the political opposition.
You know what's performative? Telling people that, like, actually they love the pedophilia because people that they don't like is doing it. That's what's fucking performative. To tell people like, oh, you don't care about children being fucking sex trafficked and raped because of your political disposition. Yeah, bro. Yeah, how intellectually honest of you to assume that about leftists and liberals.
This was supposed to be something that brought all of us together, in the sense that, hey, we don't want kids to get abused. Kids have been getting abused, and for the betterment of a foreign nation that is
I care about the children. I care, and it's fair when I talk about Bill Clinton. Okay, but when those evil leftist terrorist libtards talk about Donald Trump, they are doing it because of political reasons. They do not care about the children.
Our greatest ally,
they do not.
Even our own government. That should kind of bring us all together on some level.
Dumb fuck.
But no, it hasn't. And I think that's one of the reasons why they released the files the way they did. Because we have been socially engineered to a certain degree to where these people aren't stupid. Mossad, our own government. I know a lot of people say I give them too much credit, and they say they're very incompetent. You give them too much credit, Tom. But listen to me when I say this. Not all of them, but more than you would think, are a lot more intelligent than they let on. They are very capable of social engineering, masses.
Yeah, I say very similar things.
They know how we function, dude. They have this shit down to a T. They have this psyop shit down to an exact science. They know how we work. They know how to plan
the thing that here I can put it in like better words. Okay, they are incompetent, but they purposefully present themselves as more incompetent than they actually are. Okay, so they're like, they present themselves as these bumbling morons, and they are bumbling morons, but they are slightly more competent bumbling morons than they present themselves as.
Emotions, and they knew that a part of this would be that a lot of people would not actually really care, and they would just use this as an excuse to just attack other people. Instead of asking real questions, it's just to attack Trump. And you want to know another reason why I know that's true is because I know a lot of liberals that the only reason they started asking for the files to get released is when Elon Musk tweeted out and said Trump was in the files. Or when people really started saying Trump was in the files, and that's why he won't release them. That was the turning point.
No. Libs been knowing about Donald Trump's pedophile arc. Way before Elon Musk. Libs don't give a fuck what Elon Musk says. I mean, nobody really does. Everybody saw that and they were like, whatever. Like, cause what the fuck does Elon Musk know about Jeffrey Epstein? He wasn't connected to him at the time. We didn't know about any connection he had with Epstein. Yeah, I remember when that happened. Fucking nobody took it seriously. What was the quote? What did Jesse Waters say on Fox News? He said like, that's what men do. They just call each other pedophiles sometimes, you know? Yeah. And yeah, libs, they saw that and they kind of looked at it sideways. They were like, interesting. Elon, but it wasn't like is Donald Trump a pedophile kind of thing. Like we were sure about that already. Okay, it was more like why is Elon Musk turning on Donald Trump now? Okay, that was the question, is like, why is Elon saying this now? We were speculating that he was having a falling out with Donald Trump before that, and then he came out with that fucking tweet, and we were like, what the fuck, what happened? And he had that black eye, if you remember, and he said that he, walked into a door or some shit, or, I think he said his kid hit him.
moment for a lot of individuals that didn't care about the files to begin with to want them to get released because they hate Trump. And you want to know why I know that's true? Not only for that, but also during the 2024 election, I knew a lot of people that voted for Kamala Harris. Not a single fucking person, when I asked why, said because she's going to release the files, because I want the Epstein files to get released. I know a lot of people that voted for Trump just because he said he would release the files. So a lot of this outrage I'm seeing from certain groups, 100% performative. It is just
because libs, look, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I never thought they'd get released. I really didn't. I had no hope for it. Because when I heard Donald Trump say, I'll release the files, maybe not so much, maybe. You know, I heard that and I was like, he's lying. You know, he's just saying that to get elected. Okay, which he was. Okay, that's why I thought they're never gonna get released. Okay, or at least I didn't I didn't think they would, but I didn't account for those vectors of pressure that I was talking about earlier, right? I didn't think about all the public pressure, all the scrutiny, because Americans are so like, myself included, we're all like business as usual brained. Okay, do you understand? Like, we all just assume that everything's going to go back to normal, that it's all going to be business as usual. Okay, so I don't think I was alone in thinking this. Okay, I think a lot of other liberals thought the same way I did. And yeah, I didn't really vote during the election based on the Epstein files. Yeah, I didn't, because I assumed it wasn't gonna happen. Life is funny in that way sometimes. Okay, let's be real. If Kamala had gotten elected, we probably wouldn't have gotten the files. Like, they would have done a much better cover-up. Okay, I could be wrong. I don't know, but I think so. I mean, she didn't run on it. Like, people wouldn't hold her accountable.
Just an opportunity for them to attack their political opposition, and that's pretty much it. They don't actually give a fuck about the kids. Now, is that everybody? No. I'm not going to sit here and say it's all liberals or all Democrats, because that's not true. A lot of people, when they do get exposed to the pictures,
kind of the way you're making it sound, though.
They haven't heard about these things before. They haven't heard about Pizzagate, so they're getting
you're saying like, oh, Kamala didn't run on it. Donald Trump did. We care about the pedophilia. We care about it. They do not.
Listen, once it's
they do not,
and it has fucked them up.
Also, don't you call like gay people groomers and shit? Don't you call trans people like fucking child molesters and whatnot? Like, they're transing the kids, they're transing the kids.
So I don't want to sit here and say it's all people. So if you're a Democrat and you're watching this, you might be one of the good ones. I'm just calling a spade from what I've seen, because I've been paying attention to Pizzagate and this shit before Epstein was even quote-unquote dead, before he was even arrested, before the majority of people even knew who that guy was. I've been paying attention. I've never seen that many Democrats give a fuck about this. In fact, a lot of them wanted a lot of this shit to be buried back in 2016 because it made Hillary Clinton look bad. And it played a pretty big role.
Every politician wanted this shit buried.
In my experience, it's always been people not wanting this stuff to come out. But that's one reason why it's a power play for them, why they released it the way they did, because they knew a lot of people would just take this as an opportunity to attack their opposition, essentially. But also, we have the other side, which is the people who are just straight up performative just to be performative. And I've seen this on all sides. I've seen people treat this almost exactly the way they treated Black Lives Matter during 2020. Remember when it was such a big thing with the BLM movement and all these fucking idiots started posting black squares on Instagram? Remember that gay bullshit? Do you remember that? I remember that. All these performative fucking white idiots on TikTok putting like blackface on or whatever the fuck, drawing shit on their face and crying to music or whatever, and then raising their fists. I remember all of that. None of those people gave a shit about George Floyd. None of those people actually cared. They did it because it was trending. And unfortunately, that's being replicated here. I've seen a lot of people do the same type of shit. And you want to know how I know that's the case? Because they've already
everybody's being disingenuous. Everybody that disagrees with me is fucking just performative male feminist. Yeah, bro.
You see these videos popping up on Instagram or on TikTok, they're kind of funny, where it's people saying, oh, what halftime show do you like more, Kid Rock or Bad Bunny? And then the dude's like, motherfucker, our country's run by pedophiles. I don't give a shit. But that is a thing. The reason why people are making videos like that is because a lot of people have already moved on. They've already moved on to the next thing. It's part of the power play. Why did they show us these things? And we haven't seen all of it to begin with. They still have like half of them that they haven't released. But why? It clearly shows that the masses in America, the masses in the world in general, it doesn't matter what is true or what isn't. It doesn't matter what you put in front of them or what you don't put in front of them. They just don't give a shit. They either just don't care or they're too fucking stupid to realize what's going on. And so it doesn't bother them. And when it does, it only bothers them for a week. And so that righteous fury that we've kind of had for over a decade, that we've waited so long for a lot of this stuff to come out, you see it and you see how people react and you think maybe this will do something, and then you realize it won't do shit. The bread might be stale, the circus might be boring, but people are still eating the stale bread, people are still going to the boring circus, and that's all that matters. And I get it, life sucks, nobody has any money. So it puts you in a position to where you look for comfort. I can't imagine going up to a guy who has a bunch of kids and is in a shitty marriage, and he has no money, and his job sucks, and his life is horrible, and he just wants to watch the big game, man. He just wants to chill. And next thing he knows, a week before that, all this shit's coming out, and the president's in this list, and there's all these pedophiles everywhere, and they're eating babies and all this fucked up shit.
You cannot keep
all this
up,
shit,
bro.
And you're thinking, fuck, I just want to watch the Super Bowl. And you're kind of like locked out of it.
Suck at this.
Unfortunately, I have the suspicion, which isn't even a suspicion, it's just the acknowledgement that most people are kind of in that position. They don't care because they literally don't have it in them. And how can you blame them? That's kind of the point, right? With the way society's set up at this point,
Fortnite Festival after
it is made
this.
to break you. And it has. For most people, they're broken. And you know what? They just want to have a simple life. They just want to get by. They just want to chill and relax. And I shouldn't be so hard on people for wanting to watch a game or enjoy something. Because, I mean, even if you're super into football, football sucks ass so bad now. So I understand you're probably really pissed off about that. So I shouldn't rub that in.
It's changed about it.
You want comforts. You want good things. I do the same thing. But it's kind of disheartening that it's like that's what happens now.
Football has sucked since like 1980, in my opinion. That's when it became all woke. That's when it became fucking wokeified. Now it's pussy shit. Okay, I agree, unironically. But like the last 10 years, it's become too woke. The last 10 years. That's crazy.
Nowadays,
That's
it
crazy to
doesn't
me,
matter if
bro.
gets exposed,
I don't
something
get
comes to
that.
light. There will be no justice.
It was all
Not with this
downhill after
administration,
Bo Jackson.
Not with Trump, not with the Democrats, not with Israel, not with any of these people that are in positions of power. We will have no justice, and unfortunately, it's just being bastardized in front of our very eyes with all these people just using it to attack each other and one-up each other like that fucking means anything, dude. It's so petty. It's so pathetic. So that's why I truly believe they were released, to be honest. It's just because they know nothing's gonna happen, and it's just them telling you, hey, fuck you. We'll release everything. You won't touch us. Nothing will happen. Because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have one, truly. Obviously, they have to a certain degree, because if we can't even have the FBI come out and acknowledge that there's a pedophile ring that this dude was running, there's literally nothing that's going to come out of this. But you know what's another thing that I've seen from this, and this isn't about the power play, this is something else, and I actually recorded a separate video talking about just this, but I didn't make it into a video, obviously, but it kind of pissed me off, and it was the fact that there have been so many people since these files that have come out that have lied about the files. They have exaggerated them. An example of it is there's a guy who put out a picture on X, and it was an email, and it was essentially an email of Jeffrey Epstein confirming that he created Bitcoin. And it was a tweet of someone saying, Jeffrey Epstein is the creator of Bitcoin. He's behind it all. And it got a bunch of likes, got a bunch of views, and then the guy got called out, and it was fake. And then his defense of him posting this fake photoshopped fucking email was him saying, oh, well, it might not be the real thing, but it's pretty similar. And then he posts the actual picture of the email of Jeffrey Epstein talking about Bitcoin, and it's like, dude, it's not the same thing at all. The real picture is Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay, let's hear it. What's the
Bitcoin,
real picture?
that there's a connection of him buying into it early on, and then your picture is him admitting that he created Bitcoin.
No. It's not just that he bought in early on. That's true. He was a major holder of Bitcoin. Okay, he may still be. Okay, even if he's dead. And people in his circle are major holders. Do you understand? Like the people that own all the Bitcoin are fucking Nazi pedophiles. I'm not even kidding, bro. It's true.
Why the fuck did you lie about this? Oh, because it's kind of similar. No, you did it because you're a grifting and you're trying to just make money off of this, or you're trying to just get attention. Another thing I saw.
Why'd you censor that? Why'd you censor that, bro? Come on. That's kind of weird for Tom Fo. That's new. You censored a slur? Really? Yeah, I don't.
Kind of weird.
Why'd you do that?
It wasn't even somebody who was grifting to make money. They straight up were just lying. And they posted a picture of a little girl, and it's a pretty disturbing picture. It's a little girl, and she has like duct tape or like tape on her arms on a table, and it's a picture, and they said this was one of the most disgusting pictures that dropped with the files.
It didn't.
And it got all these views and all these likes and all these retweets. And dude, as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, wait a minute, this isn't in the files. This is from Pizzagate. This is from the Comet Ping Pong, the owner of that restaurant. It was from his Instagram account before he took his shit down. I remember this picture because before he said his account is private, I remember looking up his profile on my actual phone and seeing that fucking picture. So
okay, that Instagram, the Instagram has got to be a psyop. Okay, I'm not saying that all of Pizzagate is a psyop. I mean, I don't know how you could say that, but the Instagram page with the cult, with the fucking robes, and they got masks on and they're like kneeling. Yeah, bro. Look, I'm not saying that it's not an official page. I'm not even saying it's a troll. I think that Instagram page is probably like a government psyop, man. I don't know.
This person saying this is from the Epstein files and that this just came out. This has been out since 2016.
It's intentionally. It's supposed to look ridiculous to distract from Pizzagate.
They lying. And someone eventually corrected the posters, but they just did it just because they simply didn't fucking know. And so it's like, I get it. Pizzagate and Jeffrey Epstein are kind of connected, but also at the same time,
kinda?
They're not the same thing. Pizzagate is not the same thing, dude. The Epstein files are about Epstein. It's all about him. This picture you're showing has nothing to do with Epstein. It's a whole other group of people. Why the fuck are we lying? I've been seeing so many people bullshit about stuff and lie and make up stories, and it's honestly fucking insulting. Why the fuck do you need to lie about this stuff? The only thing we have at this point is the truth. That is the only thing we have. And I understand there's a good chance that with the files coming out, there's probably a lot of stuff in there that might not even be real. It could be a bunch of psyops they place in there. Who knows? I get that. But the only thing we have is the truth. That's all we have on our side. We have no institutional power. We have nothing besides the truth. Why are we lying? Why are we making up shit? I've seen so many people do this, and I've seen so many people take it, not double check the record or the facts, and they just run with the first fucking thing they see. And it's like, dude, this is misinformation. I thought we weren't supposed to be the people that are doing this. Why are you doing this? Why are you talking about this shit that didn't happen? Why are you lying? Why are you photoshopping fake fucking emails? There's already a fuckload of emails that are fucking evil to begin with. There's already so much evil fucking shit that really happened. Why are you lying? Because every time you fucking do that, what you're telling me and everybody else is that the truth isn't good enough. And that what happened to those kids wasn't horrible enough. You have to fucking go out of your way and lie about it. You have to make up shit. Oh, well, it's kind of similar. Oh, well, I didn't know this wasn't part of files. I just thought it was. There's a picture. It looked creepy, so I posted it and said, what the fuck are we doing? Because some people are doing it to make money. Other people are doing it because they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But other people, they're just doing it for fun. I'm guessing at this point, but why? Why are we lying about this shit? Like, honestly, that actually pisses me off more.
Because rich people are evil. And, you know, look, I've said this before, but I'll put it in different words. Okay, because I think I wasn't clear enough. You know, making up things knowingly about what the rich people are doing with the kids, it's wrong. Okay, you shouldn't make up stuff. You know, it's not good. But at the same time, I don't really see it as like the most abhorrent thing that you can do. Okay, I know that the topic is very serious. I don't want to cheapen it. But like I said, they are already pedophiles, and we know this. It's not like oh, maybe people are making up stuff. Like, no, they are pedophiles. No matter how much shit you make up about them eating people or worshipping Moloch, it's not going to change the fact that they are definitely pedophiles. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. There is literally 0% chance that these people are not pedophiles. Okay, so with that being said, if you call them cannibals too, even if it turns out to not be true, I don't really give a fuck. Why are you getting so mad at people for doing this? I wonder why you're pearl clutching over people making up mean things about the elites. Yeah, I wonder. Oh well, I'm just thinking about the victims. I'm just thinking about the victims. Oh no, if you make up things, it'll cheapen what happened to them. Like, not really, man. They are victims of pedophile sex trafficking.
Or to be quite honest, than the people just not giving a shit. Because I've come to accept the fact that the majority of Americans are just never going to wake up. It doesn't matter what you show them. It doesn't matter what you tell them. They don't care. Because they either just don't have it in them to care, or they're just not capable of caring. And that doesn't mean we are better than them or we're above them in some way. There's a lot to all of this.
Yeah,
I get
of course
it.
not. I can't blame people for checking out. You know, well, I mean, I can blame you. But it's certainly understandable. You know, I can see why people are like, you know, kind of like, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to think about this. But still, it's wrong. Don't do that. Don't look away. That's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they're betting on. It's what they're hoping. They're hoping that people will be so disgusted by this that they just won't want to learn about it. And because they don't learn about it, they won't call for action. They won't call for something to be done. Okay?
Is because I was there when shit was happening. Like, I remember people getting banned and getting their videos and their channels completely removed off YouTube before other people were even getting censored. Before YouTube started censoring people for COVID and all that shit, they were doing it for Pizzagate and for Jeffrey Epstein and for the files. That shit happened before all the COVID shit. So I remember all of it, so I get it. There's a lot of stuff to all of this, so I understand. But the masses, they're just not going to wake up. The elites, they know that. Mossad, the Jews, they know that. They know that the average everyday goyim just doesn't care. And you can show them videos, you can show them photos, you can show them emails, text messages, audio, whatever.
Where are you? Are you on fucking Mars? People don't care? Huh? Have you gone outside? Have you I keep going outside and I notice a few things. Number one, everybody is pissed off all the time now. Like, I'm telling you. I mean, people are already pissed off because of the economy. I feel literally, I notice these things. Like, I don't know if anybody else can relate, but like, when shit happens with politics, like you can see it on the faces of strangers. You can see it on them. I don't know. Maybe I'm hallucinating, but like, to me, it's obvious. I go outside. I see people. I talk to them. I still do it every now and then, even though I'm terminally online. And when I do, that's one of my observations. Okay, ever since this most recent Epstein drop with the 3 million files, people have been like more passive aggressive, you know, but aggressively passive aggressive, like, if that makes sense. Like I haven't witnessed anybody like blowing up in public or anything. But in my anecdotal experience, yeah, people are just like more cold right now. I think people are angry. Okay, there's like this resentment inside of them, and they can't help it, you know. And anyway, tons of people are chirping on the internet. That's for goddamn sure. And you can say that the internet's not real life, you know. I agree with that. But I just got done saying what I see in real life. Okay, but on the internet, people are not shutting up about this. People are still talking about it. Pam Bondi just testified. She just testified in front of Congress.
It's not going to be enough. It could be in front of everybody, crazy. On everyone's phone. A week later, they're going to be talking about something else. And then 2 weeks after that, the FBI is going to come out and say, there's nothing big here. Nothing's really going on. I mean, fuck, dude. Jeffrey Epstein could literally be alive. It does not matter. And I'm not telling people you shouldn't investigate this stuff. I don't think they can really say that anymore. You can keep doing whatever, but it's like, I'm telling you, it literally does not matter. Because even if he is, what are you going to do? You're going to go over there and grab him? You're not doing that shit.
Yeah, nothing happens. Yeah, nothing ever happens. Nothing happens. Nothing's going to happen. Yeah, bro.
They help that motherfucker get there if that's the case. And that's why this is a big power play. It's so obvious at this point because there's never
Does it feel good? Do you feel big-brained? Because that's why. It's got to be why. That's why you say shit like this. Yeah. Nothing's gonna happen, guys. Nothing ever happens. I can see the future. Nothing ever happens. Like, no shit. Nothing has happened. Yet. I'm telling you. I keep trying to tell the rich people. That's really, like, what I'm trying to do here. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll talk to anyone. Okay, I talk to the peasants. All of us. Okay, I'm a peasant. But I'm trying to talk to the rich people. I want them to understand that they are in danger and they don't realize it. See, they think they're cooking us in the pot with the boiling water. They think we're the frog in the boiling water pot. Okay? No. We're not. You are. But it is true that you're the one that filled the pot with water and put the frog in the pot. It's just that you are the frog. Okay, that's it. I don't know.
A moment in this country where there's going to be some great awakening, good enough to where we all get in line and we get this shit fixed. We all come together and fight the power. We all come together and change things. That's not going to happen. If there ever was a chance for that, it's a little too late. I think people are too plugged into the Matrix. I think they're a little too distracted. I think they're too spent. That doesn't mean I'm blackpilling. That doesn't mean I don't think there's a way to fix this. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other video. That's like an hour conversation. And they're just running with the most fucked up bullshit that's just straight up lies. It's just straight up untrue. Why? Why are you lying? Do you truly believe it's not good enough? Like the truth isn't good enough for people? And it's insulting. Honestly, I'm less angry at the people who literally called us crazy 10 years ago for believing in all this than I am at you for knowing all of this is real and for fucking lying about it. And if you're one of these fucking idiots, these retarded fuckers who's been doing that to where you've just been posting fake images or misinformation or you've been lying about any of the stuff surrounding the subject, seriously, fuck you. What happened to these kids isn't horrible enough you have to fucking make up bullshit? Like, honestly, kill yourself. Like, fuck you, dude. That honestly has pissed me off more than anything else surrounding all of this shit. And I've seen so much of it. I've seen the people...
And there it is. Just like I was talking earlier, okay? The moral grandstanding. I care about the victims. You do not care about the victims. Don't say mean things about the elite pedophiles. No.
Use it as a way to attack.
Like you act like they're making shit up about the victims. You know, like Like, no, we're not asking the victims, like, what were you wearing? What were you wearing, though? We're not doing that. Okay, like, you know, I'm not making up anything at all. I haven't done that. You know, just so you're aware. Like, I try to, you know, even if the reality, the truth doesn't, like, serve my narrative, right, on the surface, even if the optics don't really work, I still stick with the truth, always. Always. I try to be as accurate as possible. Okay, even though I make some jokes, I try to make it obvious. Okay, and I keep my serious commentary factual. Okay, that being said, I don't think that people making up cannibal claims about that. Also, they may be cannibals. They may be. Like, it's really not that crazy, bro. It really ain't.
Because they're Trump supporters or they're Kamala supporters or whatever. I've seen people just not care. I've seen the government literally lie to my face and say there's nothing here. I've seen all of it. But the only thing pissing me off is you. And the fact that you would think that's okay. The fact that you think this does anything.
Wait, you're more pissed off at the blue-haired libtards making AI occult images or whatever. You hate them more than the government entities covering up the Epstein files? What? Why? I know why. Okay, I know why. It's because this shit is team sports to you. That's why. That's why. It's all about, oh, the libtards are evil. They're evil. They're doing evil. I hate them. I hate them. They're the ones making my life so bad. It's them.
What we're trying to achieve here by lying and making up
the
bullshit.
cops just want to protect
us. I hope you get fucking fuck you. Like, how dare you fucking do this? Like, I get it if somebody sees a picture and they think whatever, but the people who are actively lying, that's the thing that's like bothering me.
Okay, you can't say that. Look, I'm sorry if this is like liberal finger wagging, but no, you definitely can't say that. Let me replay that.
Here by lying and making up bullshit. Honestly, when you die, I hope you fucking rot in hell. I hope you get fucking fuck you. Like, how dare you fucking do this?
Oh, when you die, my bad. He's saying in the afterlife, he hopes that you get, you know, raped. Cool. Cool. Very cool, Tomfo.
Whatever, but the people who are actively lying, that's the thing that's like,
well, my bad.
Because I get it, some people lie just to lie, but it's the people that are
that's
lying.
Not against
the
rules.
They're on our side, and they're doing it because they feel like it's the only way they can get people's attention, so they can expose what's going on here. It doesn't matter how much you expose to the world. The people are retarded. The masses are retarded. They don't care. It shows, and they knew it. They knew it. They knew that this is what would happen. They knew it would divide more people. They knew a majority of people would just be performative, and they would eventually just move on to something else. And they already have. They don't care. And the only time people are going to bring up the Epstein files,
no, they haven't. You keep saying that. Saying it don't make it true. People haven't moved on from this. The pedophile sex trafficking ring at the top of our hierarchy, yeah, I don't think people have moved on from that. I don't think, like, dude, it's so crazy to be saying this now. Like, if you said this right after Epstein was assassinated in prison, it'd be like, well, okay, like, yeah, people have kind of moved on, you know. But even back then, you know, we were like, well, like, people aren't really just gonna move on from this. Like, this is gonna continue to be a thing, okay. What I'm saying is, even back then, it was obvious. It was obvious that people weren't gonna just move on. Okay, like, yeah, politics are gonna keep going. Okay, things are gonna keep going on, and people are gonna argue about different things. But this isn't just going away. No, they've been trying to make it go away for years and years and years, and it hasn't fucking worked. So, yeah, man, I don't think that people are just gonna fucking move on, you dumb piece of shit.
As a way to
so stop saying it.
That's it. It's not actually about bringing people to justice. It's just going to be used as a way for people to yell about it online so they can get views and likes, and that's the extent of it. All of this trial, all of this tribulation, all of these horrible things, all these people went through.
Notice how all of their like all of their political commentary that has some substance to it is always so nihilistic. It's so pessimistic. It's like anytime, like whenever they're saying something that isn't just complete idiotic bullshit, like if they say something with real substance, it's always like, oh, nothing's gonna happen, no one will get justice, it's never gonna happen. Like, it's always that. That's like their most reasonable commentary, is when they say shit like that. And that's why they use it so much. But here's the thing, man. It's not true. It's not true, especially in this case. Things do happen occasionally. And I don't know if you noticed, but things are really starting to ramp up, I think. What with the whole, like, elite pedophile thing happening. You know, I think that's kind of a big deal, I think,
all of this stuff so many people suffer through, it's just getting reduced to political ammunition. And I mean, maybe that's where it was always going to be, but that's why the files got released. I'm completely convinced.
No, that's what idiots like you always said it was going to be, and then time and time again, you were proven wrong by outrage, by public outrage. You were proven wrong, and you're still doing it. You're still doing it while there is still public outrage. Like, at least, but like I was saying back then, like after Jeffrey Epstein was murdered, okay, like it did kind of die down. You know, people were talking about it, there was a lot of chatter, and then it kind of, you know, died down. But like, to say this now, you have lost your fucking mind, dog. I think you act like, I always thought you were crazy, you know, with the race hatred and the like, you know, total just like genocidal, exterminationist rhetoric you have for immigrants. But this, you have actually gone off the deep end, bro. If you think that people don't care about this, and if you think that people caring about this isn't going to result in real world action, like real world consequences, then you're stupid. Okay, I think we've reached an impasse here. Like, there is no, they're either going to prosecute the pedophiles, okay, or they're not, and I don't see people rolling over in the case where they don't prosecute them. Okay, like these men have kidnapped American children, sex trafficked them, Americans. And maybe most of their victims aren't Americans. Maybe most of their victims are South American. It doesn't matter, okay? Because they definitely sex trafficked some Americans, and people just they aren't gonna stand for that, because it could have been your daughter, right? Could have been your sister, could have been your aunt, could have been your mom. You know, shit, they sex trafficked boys too. It could have been your brother or your son. People aren't going to stand for this.
And eventually we're going to get the rest of them. But ultimately, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to change unless we get into power. And I understand that's like a whole other thing, but it's always going to be like
unless the groypers get power.
Honestly, at this point, is just remember.
They're the only ones that will. Yeah. Unless the groypers gain power. That's the only way. That's the only way the groypers. The same guys that are like saying that Jeffrey Epstein is my boy. He's my boy. Yeah, they're gonna prosecute the pedophiles for sure, bro.
That's what happened the first time.
Yeah.
And another thing we need to do is we need to call out people just spreading bullshit, bro. It's gotten pretty bad. And I didn't really use a lot of examples, but there have been plenty of examples, and it's too much.
Notice how he doesn't talk about
what do you think? Do you
Nick
agree?
Fuentes anymore, by the way.
Why the files got released? Do you think there's some other angle? And what's your opinion on all this? Like, how do you feel about the people who are lying? How do you feel about the FBI coming out? Like, what do you think? And if you disagree, let me know. Explain why. Explain how I'm wrong, and explain how lying and bullshitting about all this is what we need to do. I would love to hear you fucking defend that in the comments. I really would. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, liking the video, sharing these videos with your friends, commenting, and, you know, hitting the bell notification. It really means a lot that we have this community and I can talk to you.
I think I will leave a comment. I just don't really think it matters that much if people make up lies about the elites, because we already know that they are actual pedophiles, and no amount of lies is going to cheapen that fact. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna pause the stream.